know something? That's not good enough.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode 21, Eric's Got Games. There's definitely no shortage of games this week. I don't think any huge games or so, but I do have a cool, awesome surprise I'm going to have at the end. And if you can see, I got a special guest back here. Oh, hello. Yeah, she's for some reason, normally she doesn't want to get in front of the camera. Now she's all like, I want to be in front of camera. It's nice. You're a good girl, but I need you to move. There you go. So we're gonna just get right into it. Not too many awesome deals. I'm just gonna kind of go through everything as when I got it, in the order that I got it in. So, Thrifty Shopper. The one near my house, I used to. When it first opened, it was awesome. I found all kinds of great PS1 games. I found some really good stuff there. Unfortunately, they really haven't had a lot of really good stuff lately, and it's been really upsetting. It's just... But, oh well. They also, I'm hearing, have a really bad reputation of having a lot of resellers come in and just buy stuff super, super early. Hey, more power to them. I don't have the time of day to go out and go do what they're doing. So that's okay. I'll gladly just pick up what they left behind, the scraps, if you will. So for $3, because they didn't bother to check the bottom of the bins for all the older games, and these are no huge gems by any means, or maybe they are to you. So for $3, I got a Sega Genesis game and 2 Game Boy games. For $1, I got Snood for the Game Boy Advance. I got Snood. I remember playing this on computer a whole bunch. Bust-A-Move is still my favorite type game like that. I think Snood is an imitator. For Game Boy Color, we got Mission Impossible. Believe it or not, when I looked this up, because I do look them up for value, because I feel good when I get home and I look them up and I'm like, oh, that game's worth like $20, $30. That's cool. I only paid like $3 for it. It's fun. $3 This actually, with the box, is actually worth a good amount of money. I mean like 20, 30 bucks, but still, I mean, by itself, I think it was worth like $8. But probably the best game I got out of all of them was a Sega Genesis game, and it was Beavis and Butthead. It's a fun game, but in my opinion, I feel that Beavis and Butthead, I feel that this game gets repetitive very fast. So, yeah. Alright, next is... it was a GameStop, one of two GameStop grabs I'm going to show you. The day after they had their four games for 20 sale. If you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. You get any 4 games on their list, they're 20 bucks. Went to a different location that I normally am not accustomed to going to. Walked right in, they still had the display, but the sale end date was still the day before. So I'm asking the guy very simply, I'm going, hey, are you still running the sale because you still have the flyers out, and you still have the display out, but the date that it ended was yesterday. And he says, I don't really know. That's really the best answer you could have given me. He didn't know. So what he ended up doing was, he goes, hey, you know what, man? Some of the games are still coming up as part of the 4 for 20 deal. So just pick out any 4 games you want, and I'll get you as close to 20 bucks as possible. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. He didn't have to do that, but he was willing to, like, heavily discount some of these games just so he could, just to help me out. So for I did end up paying a little over 20 bucks, but I really don't mind. I don't mind at all. So I ended up getting a copy of Darksiders for PS3. I've already played this on Xbox 360. I think this is a fantastic game. I am noticing a slight difference when it comes to controls. I'm noticing that there's like a one button. I don't want to say a one button or a one response delay or lag. Because I'll like hit the button 3 times, and like half a second after I hit the attack button, it'll still be in full motion. Maybe it's just how War moves, but I mean that's a minor complaint. I don't mind at all, especially in a hack and slash game like this. So happy to have that. Darksiders 2 limited edition. To be honest, I haven't seen many other editions aside from this. I have not played this game, but I think Darksiders is an amazing underrated hack and slash series, and it's about 2 of the 4 Horsemen, for crying out loud. Darksiders 3 with Ric Flair is coming out soon. At least I hope so. And they're venturing to Space Mountain. If you don't get that joke, you need to look it up. I'm going to save that one for last. And then I got a copy of Tomb Raider for the 360. I've already played and beat this game. I actually own it digitally on my hard drive. But you know what? There is just something about this game that I wanted to own a physical copy, and now I do. It's such a good game. If you weren't a fan of Tomb Raider when you played, up until this point, you've never played this game, I recommend playing this game. It's a third-person. It's essentially a third-person shooter with a lot of adventure and survival elements to it. There's a lot of puzzle solving, which I like. The controls were very fluent for a Tomb Raider game. Lara Croft moves very, very naturally, and that is one of the toughest versions of Lara Croft I have ever seen in a video game or in a movie. That girl was tough, and I cannot wait for the next game coming out or pretty soon. And the last game I got was a game I have been getting suggested time and time again. My Persona 24, he's told me this game. He's like, oh, dude, this is awesome. Get into this series. I've never played a game from this series. I'm thinking about putting in some hours over the weekend, and that is Persona 4 Arena. So, don't know really much anything about it. I kind of went into it as a blind gamble. So, Christian, if this game sucks, I'm blaming you, dude. So, paid a little over 20 for all of them. If I would have paid full price on everything, this would have been $9. This would have been $8. This would have been $5, and this would have been I think 11 or 15. So, I easily would have been paying between 30 and 40 bucks for these. So, for just over 20, I'm not going to complain. So, I'm happy to add them to my collection. So fast forward about a week, I finally got my GameStop credit card, and I was eager to buy some stuff that I'd wanted. One of the games in here was a game that I was originally going to get, which for trade with a fellow YouTuber. I'm not going to mention his name. If he wants to point himself out in the comments below, and I'm leaving these out, you can clearly see what they are. If he wants to point himself out, go for it, dude. But anyway, paid about $20 for these as well. I paid about $25 for all these. Mostly just filler titles. One of them I wasn't planning on getting, but Sarah wanted to get one, and I was like, whatever, we'll check it out. It looks like fun. But I got 2 Wii games and 2 360 games. The Wii games are, if you've already seen it, you probably have, Bust a Move Bash. I mentioned earlier when I showed Snood, I love Bust a Move. It's an awesome puzzle game. I love everything about it. It's more like party-based Bust a Move, which is fine because I have no problem destroying people on multiplayer with this game whatsoever. So come at me, bro, if you think you got what it takes. The next game I found, I don't know why I was so shocked to find it at under $5. I'm a huge fan of this series. I'm not good at it, but I like it. But for under $5, I found a copy of Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. And when I went to cash out for it, the GameStop manager there was like, "Yeah, I don't know how we still have one on the shelf." And I'm thinking to myself, "Well, it's only $5. I mean, I don't." Either it's gone down in value immensely, or you really messed up. So, yeah. I'm missing Prime 2. I made the biggest rookie mistake many years ago when I was buying games, and that was I didn't check the case in which I got Prime 2. And I opened it, and there was no game in it. So, unfortunately, I have Prime 1, but I don't have Prime 2. Or at least I think I have Prime 1. I have Prime. I can see that there. The other 2 360 games, this one was one that Sarah wanted. It looks like a goofy, I want to say, party type, fun multiplayer. I want to say it's like, okay, Looney Tunes Acme Arsenal. The comparison is Unreal Tournament and Looney Tunes. I have no problem with that whatsoever. I grew up on Looney Tunes. This looks like it's fun. I never heard anything about this. It looks like it's a lot of fun. Shoot. Hey, anybody want to play? We'll play. We'll play for days. But the game I definitely wanted to get the apple of my eye. The game I was going to get in the trade with that certain YouTuber again. He can mention himself. I'm not going to. You know what you did. You messed up, bro. No, he didn't. Again, there's a reason for it, and I don't hold it against him whatsoever. But one of the games I wanted in that trade was Asura's Wrath. And for all the haters who said this game sucks because it's highly cinematic and there's a lot of button pressing, get over yourself. It's a new age in video game. This is more of an experience, and I love everything about this. The music is so awesome. I like how they made the game divide up into like you're watching an anime on TV. It feels like you're watching an anime. The music feels like the music feels classical and elegant. It's a combination of old school classical, and then there's like some elements of spaghetti western. Like it almost feels like you're watching a Quentin Tarantino movie almost. And Asura is probably one of the coolest angry characters I've ever played. But so question of the day. Who would win in a fight? We're talking, and I'll be generous here because this Asura is pretty tough. So I'll say Red Hulk or Asura. If you don't know much about Asura, look him up on YouTube and see some of these cinematic fights, and you'll understand why I'm asking to make that comparison. Let me know what you think. So for, again, about another $25, I got those, and essentially since I used my GameStop credit card, didn't have to pay out of pocket for them, at least not right now. This right here was through a haul on Monday. Just through random stores, thrift stores, Goodwill, Salvation Army. From the footage you saw earlier, it was kind of slim picking. There were more games you saw in the videos. The reason why I didn't get them was because the conditions were terrible, the cases were terrible. Some of the games were not in the actual cases. I would love to clean them out of their sports games. I've offered numerous times to just buy them in bulk at a really low price, but they don't want to. So this week I just kind of made do with what I got here. What I did not plan to find was a toy, and that was I believe, because this is the only one that makes sense right away, is a Final Fantasy VIII action figure, and I believe, just due to the date on here, 1999, I believe that's Laguna. If you haven't played Final Fantasy VIII, you're living under a rock. Laguna was a side main character you play in that game when you're not playing as Squall. Laguna is pretty cool. Got this for 50 cents, and he's going to get a neat little place on the wall. Also got some CDs. I normally don't get CDs when I go out because the conditions are always terrible, but apparently they got a huge shipment of good CDs at the Thrifty Shopper in Maiden. Really good bands, a lot of stuff I kind of grew up with, but these are the ones that stuck out to me the most. One of them was Incubus's Make Yourself album. Now, I know some people are not Incubus fans. I'm liking them more as I get older. I'm just finding there's a lot of serenity with their music and their songs. And the other ones I had to get because growing up when I was in high school, I was a huge metalhead, and Iron Maiden was one of my favorite bands. So I saw these, so I had to get them, and I ended up getting Iron Maiden's Fear of the Dark album and their Seventh Son of a Seventh Son album. If you're not an Iron Maiden fan, cool, that's fine. They're not for everybody. I will say that I'm not so much a fan of their newer stuff than I am their older stuff, but a lot of their older tracks I find they don't age well. But that's just me. Then we'll get on to the games that I found, which really wasn't a lot. One of the games, I did find a PC game. I have this on Xbox 360 Digital Library. I got this for PC because it's an amazing game. If you've ever played any of those like I Spy games or hidden mystery games where you gotta like find like said amount of objects in a picture of scattered just chaos, I recommend this one. Interpol: The Trail of Dr. Chaos. This is an amazing, fun game. I used to play this with Sarah all the time. It's just a lot of fun, and every mission that you play, it randomizes what you have to find. Like there's one of the levels you got to search out this. You got to search out like this rail cart from like a San Francisco setting, and one of the times you'll playing, it'll be asking you look for 3 starfish, and then it'll have like 7 other things you gotta find. And then the next time you go to play, because you are going to be playing them multiple times, it'll ask you, it'll just have a completely different list of things you're looking for. So the game does not feel old. The only time it feels old is when you're doing the special missions, and really there's really no end mission to my knowledge. But again, it's a really fun game, very simple. I recommend it if you like those type of games. The other 3 games I got, again, are nothing special, but the only good games of the day that I could find. And it was a copy of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 for the PS1. Honestly, I think this is the one version of the Tony Hawk for PS1 I don't think I've played at all. I think at that point I had just gotten out of the Tony Hawk phase, or I was moved up into Xbox and PlayStation 2. The Da Vinci Code for PlayStation 2, I don't know why I got this. I remember watching the movie, I thought it was interesting, and then it really heavily pushes the puzzle factor, and I'm all for it. Why not? Let's solve some puzzles with Tom Hanks. I'm all for that. Who would not? Nobody's like this. If you could choose between solving puzzles of like and I won't say biblical, but I'll just say, would you rather just solve like like super awesome puzzles that will like unlock you like some awesome truths of like history, or would you rather go treasure hunting with Nicolas Cage? I know it sounds one-sided, but understand, if you've seen the Da Vinci Code, you know that like that itself was an adventure. So I'm cool to finally own that. Every one of these games I paid a few bucks for. And the last game I got was for original Xbox, and that was Hunter the Reckoning. I passed on this last time I was at the Thrifty Shopper. I really didn't, I don't know. It just looks like a third-person hack and slash game. You're surviving hordes of the evil or undead. Oh, excuse me, I'm still waking up. So, like I said, no real big ticket items this week. But to finish out the video, I am going to show you what my good friend Alex dropped off for me yesterday. And if you don't remember, I mentioned him before. He's the one that gave me that really cool Super Smash Brothers banner and that Majora's Mask pin. I don't have the episode number. I believe it was the episode with the PS3 that I got. I think that was the one. But he super cool guy. He gave me two awesome things. One of which was a banner for a brand new game that just came out. And I'm going to try to do this so you can see it. If not, I apologize. And that is Dragon Quest Heroes. Whoa. Yeah. Dragon Quest Heroes. This is a sweet looking banner, and hopefully when I get a PS4 soon, this will probably be one of the first games I play for it if it's not already sold out. So he was nice enough to bring me this. It was still wrapped up in its package. One of the benefits of having a friend that works at GameStop, he when he comes to town, he just gives me this stuff. He doesn't have to, but he does anyway. But probably the coup de grace of the whole thing, he was given he was given a controller for the Guitar Hero Live Beta, and he gave it to me. So what I have here is a complete in-box guitar controller for the new Guitar Hero Live game for PS4. I checked it out. That new 3-button system is going to be really complicated for me at first, but I'm a huge fan of these games. I like how Guitar Hero, it feels like it's trying to go back to his roots a little bit. It's trying to be a little more story driven and not so much like trying to be like Rock Band in that aspect. But guys, a brand new Guitar Hero Live controller. Oh my God, I just need a PS4. So, with all that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already heard, I've reached 200 subscribers just last week, and I have just started a contest. Go and check out that video if you have not checked it out already. I am doing a super awesome giveaway. All the information is going to be in that video. There is going to be another prize at the very end, plus a gift card bonus if certain requirements are met through that contest. So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Just guys, again, thank you so much for watching. I've definitely been finding some decent stuff lately, and the support I'm getting from you all is fantastic. So thank you guys yet again. I'm going to go get something to eat, and then I'm going to get ready for work. So until next time, guys, I will see you later.